So in this video I'm going to be working on the Peugeot 308 that I bought for my sister. So not long after she had the car, it was parked outside her house and somebody drove into it, damaged the wing, ripped the bumper off, damaged the headlight, and basically just drove off and left it like that. So in this video I'm changing the wing, the headlight, and putting another bumper on it. So I've got it on the ramp in the garage, and this is just going to be pictures, by the way, because I had people around while I was doing this. Also I had people like holding the bumper in place so I could put it on and stuff. So it's just going to be pictures. Now my sister got the wing, the headlight, and another bumper, and they sprayed the other bumper because it had quite a few marks on it and didn't really have enough materials to paint it, so it wasn't the best finish, which you'll see later on in the video. So the first thing I've done is I've took the wheels off. So I've took the passenger wheel off, and obviously I'll take the driver's wheel off, which obviously is just 17mm bolts, and that's the driver's front wheel off as well, which again just 17mm bolts. So the next thing is to take the bumper off, which the bumper obviously on the passenger side was hanging off because the person that hit the car and drove off just decided to not say anything, but it's kind of got like a plastic bracket that the bumper clips into, and that's basically hold on the front wing. So they come off fairly easy, and obviously you got any screws that like attach the covers underneath to the bumper. At the time, obviously, of this, the under tray wasn't fitted anyway. It was just the cover on the front bumper, so that made it easier. You can see there the headlight has been taken out, which again, that was just basically broken. It was a case of obviously it was hit, and then it was just a case of it was brought to me to obviously until the bits was found, and then it was repaired here. But the headlight was broken as well, so that just basically came straight out. But they're only holding with a couple of bolts anyway. I think it was 10mm bolts off memory, because it was about 10 months ago, probably 8 months ago when I did this. So it's just trying to remember what is what. Luckily it didn't do any damage to like the chassis rails or anything, which was good. So that was lucky. It was just a case of it took the bumper, the wing, and the headlight, and it did some damage to it scuffed the wheel as well, because basically the car that hit it hit it and then pushed the car into the curb, so the driver's side wheel was obviously quite badly scuffed as well. So, but yeah, obviously the bumper's off, and I've got to take the cover out from inside the wing, what's left of it, again, because with obviously the impact and the bumper coming off, it pulled some of the cover off. But the cover's just held on with like little black plastic clips in the wheel arch, and I think there's some like T30 screws or T25 screws, I can't remember exactly, but there's a couple of them as well. And obviously the wheel arch cover comes out. Now the wheel arch cover's out, the next thing to do is to take the wing off, which was like some kind of cover inside the wheel arch, basically behind the wheel arch cover. So the wing, to take the wing off memory, I think it was 10mm bolts, and there was obviously, I think there were 4 across the top of the wing, and then inside the wing there were two near the front end, near the headlight, and then on the back near the door I think there was maybe 3 or 4 there as well to take out. And then obviously once you've taken them out, the wing will come off. See here, it's just a photo of where some of the bolts are on the wing, but like I said, there's some down the bit nearest to the passenger door, and then there's 2 near the headlight, and then obviously it's just the bolts that go across the top of the wing, and then obviously the wing will come off. You can see now the picture is of the passenger front wing. Obviously you can see the dent in the corner there nearest to the front. So the wing's now off the car, and obviously the replacement wing can be fitted, which obviously the replacement wing is in the same colour, and the bumper was as well, but like I said, there was quite a few marks on it, so my sister and my dad actually sprayed that but didn't have enough material, so it's not the best finish, but that'll probably get sorted out at a later date. My job was just basically to put the panels on the car. I didn't get involved in any of the painting or anything. I just put the panels back on the car, and as you can see here in the video, well, the picture, that's the wing off the car waiting for the replacement wing to be fitted. It's just basically a picture from a different angle showing you obviously the wing off the car. Like I said, there's not too much to taking the wing off these, and even the bumper. Obviously the bumper, you got the black plastic like bracket that clips on, and the bumper clips into it. They're not a bad car to work on, and obviously this is my first time doing any like crash damage car. Like, hasn't come from an auction or anything, but it's actually the first time repairing a crash damaged car, so the involvement has been good for me. And obviously now you can see in the picture, that's basically from the front end. Obviously everything's been removed and it's just waiting to be rebuilt. Now in this picture, this is the replacement wing that I've fitted. So I've put it on. Obviously I've put all the bolts in, the bolts across the top, and the bolts near the passenger door, and the bolts nearest to the headlight, and obviously tried to make the panel gaps as good as I can. Obviously taking reference to the one on the driver's side, so obviously I've tried to make the gaps identical, so when somebody does actually look at the car, it's not obvious that it has been in a crash. But not that we're doing it to obviously sell on or anything. This is my sister's car. It's not like I'm trying to repair a car and not disclose anything. It's just a case of this was repaired because somebody drove into it and decided to drive off. So as you can see here, this is the wing again, but it's just a different angle, and obviously the panel gap is roughly the same all the way down. That looks a bit worse in this picture, but that was fitted. Then obviously when the bumper went on, things was adjusted and stuff. So yeah, so that's the wing now in place, and the headlight has now been fitted, which was a couple of 10mm bolts if I remember correctly. So that's the replacement headlight, and obviously this one had auto lights and stuff as well. So yeah, so that's the headlight now fitted. So basically the only thing to do on the front now is to fit the bumper, and then obviously put the wheel arch linings in and put the wheels back on. So obviously before I put the bumper on, I'm just checking that the lights are all working in the headlight. Obviously the old headlight, it had destroyed the indicator holder for the bulb as well, but luckily the headlight that they bought came with that. So obviously I'm just making sure all them bulbs are working before I put the bumper back on. So here I'm just showing you, this is the 2 bolts at the front of the wing, so near the headlight, if I remember correctly. Like I said, there's 2 bolts there, and then obviously there's, I think there's 4, maybe 4 or 5 where it bolts near the passenger door, and then obviously you've got the ones across the top of the wing inside the bonnet. This is just obviously all the electrical connections on the bumper, so like for the daytime running lights there and everything, so they've just obviously all been connected back up. And obviously this is obviously inside the bumper now, because obviously the daytime running lights are fitted in the bumper, so I'm just showing you all the connections are obviously connected before you see the bumper on the car. This is just showing you the wheel arch liner has been fitted on the driver's side. So I've also got to do the same on the other side, and then all that leaves is the covers underneath to be fitted. Again, this is just now in the passenger side wheel arch, which obviously I fitted the cover on that side. Like I said, they're just going on with like little black plastic clips and I think T30, T25 screws, something like that. There's a couple of them as well. So that's both the wheel arch covers now fitted. So I'm just showing you now the driver's side front, where the bumper connects to the wing, and obviously the black plastic bracket there that the bumper connects to, which I had to have another look at, because you can see there's a bit of a gap between the wing and the bumper. It's quite obvious on the picture, so I had to have a look at that, but I did that and didn't actually take another picture. So obviously when the car was hit, it actually damaged one of the clips on the wing, so I had to use the bolt or something to put in to hold it in place. Anyway, this is the passenger side front fitted, the bumper fitted to the wing, and you can see that the bumper is a different colour. Obviously it's been painted white, but there wasn't enough materials to finish it, so it does stand out quite, you know, a lot really. But it needed to be repaired so she could have the car back, because I'd lent her my car at the time, so I needed to get this repaired so she could have it back. And this is from the front, so it looks okay. This has been, other than really the bumper could do with spraying, so it matches the car better, because it does let it down a little bit, but the main thing is the car is back on the road. And this is my first time actually involved in repairing a crash damaged car, if you like, and I really enjoyed it. So going forward I would like to do another one, but obviously I need to clear up some of the cars that I've got, mainly the blue Peugeot and the blue Kia, before I can buy anything else.